the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, Notorious RBG, the leader of the global Black consciousness and Pan-Africanist movements. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. If you have a question about a child, education, or mental health, this is the opportunity for you to ask that question. You need to text your first name and your city. Your first name and your city at this time to my cell phone, 215-989-9858. That is 215-989-9858. You want to go ahead and text your first name and your city to 215-989-9858. And I will call you so you can ask your question. 215-989-9858. If you have a question, special ed, autism, evaluation, IEP, suicide, emotional disturbance, learning disability, 504, suspension, expulsion, whatever your question is about your child. I will also allow some live Instagram tap-ins, only if you have a question about your child. We are not talking about anything else. If you bring up anything else, I will cancel you from the Instagram live. So if there's parents on my Instagram who have a question about your child, you can tap in, okay? So you can text me or you can tap in. You can text your first name and your phone number. You can text your first name and your city to my phone number, 215-989-9858. Text messages will have priority. Instagram tap-ins will be secondary. Okay? Those who contact me by text message will have priority. Instagram tap-ins will be secondary. Okay. All right. So, let's get started. Let me turn my phone off and turn it on. It's acting up. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Phone is acting up. Again, if you have a question about your son or daughter, text your first name and city to 215-989-9858. If you have a question about your son or daughter, education or mental health, text your first name and your city to 215-989-9858. Shout out to my continental Africans. Shout out to my Africans of Asia. Shout out to my European Africans, my Canadian Africans, my South Pacific Africans, my Australian Africans, my Caribbean Africans, my South American Africans, my Central American Africans, my Jersey Africans, my Philly Africans, my New York City Africans, my Connecticut Africans, my Boston Africans, my Oakland, my LA Africans, my Inland Empire Africans, my San Diego Africans, my Phoenix Africans, my Houston and Dallas and Houston, Dallas and Austin Africans, my Fort Worth Africans, my Carolina and Florida Africans, my Maryland and Virginia Africans, my DC Africans, my Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, Memphis, Nashville Africans, my Minnesota Africans. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's try this again. Good morning, Queen. This is Dr. Umar. You're live with the Black Parent Teleconference. You're calling from Georgia, my sister.
Yes, this is Ty. How are you
Pleased
this
to
morning?
meet you, Queen. Pleased to meet you. Go right ahead with your question.
Yes, so my son is 17. He's a senior. And one thing that I've noticed this year is he's been having a lot of anger issues, which has led to him getting into altercations with the police and other authority figures. I just recently signed him up for counseling, but I'm wondering, like, as a parent, what can I do to really kind of help him learn how to manage his emotions and also learn how to interact with authority figures, especially the police, because I think what was most concerning for me was when he had a run-in with the police this year.
Okay. What kind of running with the police?
He and his friends were at the mall, the local mall here, and he was asked to leave by a security guard who was saying that it was time for the mall to close. I think he was being targeted because they were allowing, like families and stuff to continue to sit and eat in the mall, but they followed him to the exit and verbally harassed him until he got to the exit. And at that time, a Gwinnett County police officer approached him and told him something, and he started going back and forth verbally with the police officer, which led to him being arrested and charged with what do you call it? They charged him with disturbing the peace, and they charged him with criminal trespassing.
Okay. Question for you, because anger in teenage boys is often a cover for depression. So my question is, where is the biological father?
He lives in New Orleans.
He lives in New Orleans. How often does he
Yes.
speak with him?
They speak semi-regularly, and they don't see each other often
Why?
because they've had some issues in rooms. His dad previously had a drinking problem. He's like since gotten sober, but I think the damage was done during the time that he had the drinking problem. And now my son, he just, I think he doesn't want to be around his dad because he doesn't trust his dad. And he doesn't believe that, his dad is sober and healed.
Okay, is there another father figure around?
Yes, uncles. We have several uncles and big brothers here in Atlanta that are around him often, kind of standing in the gap.
Okay, now if they're around him often, how is he still getting into these issues? I mean, does he really have a consistent presence of an older male? Because if he does, I'm wondering how some of these situations are taking place.
Right. Yeah, I would say it's consistent. My brother is around very consistently, but my brother is not his father.
That is correct. Are these other men spending time with him, though? Quality time?
Yes. My brother comes, watches film with him. My son plays football. Comes, watches film with him. He was just here last weekend making sure that he got his college applications in because I told my brother I had been asking him to, but he still hadn't done it. So my brother said, don't worry about it. I'm going to come over there and I'm going to make sure he does it.
And those things are very important, very important. However, I'm talking about that emotional connection where they're talking about his life, his feelings, things he's been through with his father, the emotional connection, not just watching the football games and getting ready for college. That's important.
Right.
But what about that emotional
connection?
Yes, the bond.
I think that folks try, including myself, but my son, he's very reserved. He's very internal. I try to have, like, if I take him by myself and like try to have a one-on-one conversation with him, sometimes I can get him to open up a little bit about his feelings, but for the most part, he doesn't want to talk about the things that are bothering him.
Okay. Are there other children from you in the home?
I have 6-year-old twins that are adopted.
Okay, 6-year-old twins that are adopted. Is your
Yeah, and
son
then we
your
also
only?
have 2 nephews here. My son is my only child. We also are taking care of 2 of our nephews that are teenagers as well.
Okay,
So 5 boys in all.
Okay, so and your son is how old again?
17. He's a senior in high school.
Okay, he's 17-year-old senior. You have the 2 6-year-old twins who were adopted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how old are the 2 nephews?
They're 15 and 18. So the 3 of them are in high school together.
Got you. Now I heard you say we are taking care of them. Who's the we? You have a significant other there as well?
No, I have a multi-generational family household. So my cousin and I, we are sharing a house, and we are
Your
helping
cousin,
one
male
another.
or female?
Male.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're sharing a house and helping to raise all the children together.
Got you. So the 2 nephews are your cousins.
Correct.
Okay. So we got the 2 6-year-old twins. We have a 15-year-old. We have your son who's 17. And then we have the 18-year-old cousin.
Correct. It's all men and me.
Understood. Question. Does your son feel drowned out in that environment by the love you understandably have to give to your adopted 6-year-old twin sons, as well as the natural attention you give as an aunt and a mother figure to your 15-year-old nephew and your 18-year-old nephew? Is your son feeling like he's having to divide too much of your attention with the other children in the home?
That's definitely a possibility. There's definitely a possibility that he could feel that way.
Okay, but you haven't spoken with him about that.
I never asked him.
Okay.
Yeah, I never asked him, but I could see that's a reasonable assumption.
Okay. How much time does he spend with you away from everyone else in the household? How often do you and him connect and go out? Just mom and son?
Maybe like a couple times a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
Question.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry. Continue that.
I was saying we all spend time together, like at home, but I guess at home with it being so many people, I think it's not a lot of one-on-one time. So I like to take him away from the house and say, oh, hey, let's go do this together. Just the 2 of us. We'll go volunteer together or go get a meal together or whatever. Do something, just the 2 of us.
Okay, because one of my concerns, although I have no question you love your son, I don't even think he has a question regarding his mother's love, but with the father not being hands-on, you're the only other parent he can lean on, and then he may be feeling like even he's not the priority with you as well. And I think some of the anger could come from the fact, that neither parent is as present and available emotionally as he would need y'all to be.
Yeah.
Okay. The other question, does he have his own room?
Yes.
Okay, so he has his own space. Okay. Yeah, I think you need to spend more time with him. I also think we need to push a little more with the father. Here's my opinion. Unless the father puts your son in harm's way, meaning if he's selling drugs on the street, if he's physically abusing him, the risk of sexual abuse, anything like that. If that's not going on, in my opinion, I believe it's better for a child to have some kind of relationship with their father than none at all. And I am also of the opinion that children do not choose whether or not they want a relationship with their parent. That's not a decision a child makes, not even at 17. Okay? If it's me, you're going to have a relationship with your father. You don't have to see him all the time, but you're going to see him consistently. So whether that's once a season, 4 times a year, whether that's once a month, assuming the father will make some effort to see him as well, I think he needs that man. I know he needs him. Even if they're just talking on the phone on a regular basis, we should try to reestablish some line of communication between him and his dad, because children who know their father, have some kind of relationship with them, are always better than those who don't, even if the father is less than perfect. Like I said, as long as he's not putting them in danger. So definitely reestablish that. I think you and him need to start spending some more time together. And because he's an introvert, doesn't really like to express himself, I'm glad you said that he's now got the therapy and the counseling, but you're going to need to do some sessions with him as well. And whoever that therapist and counselor is, you want to let them know that. Like, I need my son to tell me how he feels about the home, about me, about us, about his dad. Just let them know I'm available to be there as well. Because when you do therapy or counseling with a child, it's almost ineffective if the parents are not there, because the child is the result of the parents. So I need you in some of those sessions. But even outside of that, you need to get them out the house on a regular basis, even if it's just once a month or twice a month. Y'all need to have a date with each other that y'all can look forward to, whether that's the second Fridays or the first Thursdays, or the last Wednesday of the month or the first Tuesday of the month. You and him should have a date with each other that he can look forward to. And you have to start pressing him about how he feels. Not how you think, but how you feel. He can tell you how he think. And then that's when you say, okay, you just told me how you think. How does that make you feel, though? I want to know how you feel. The thinking is the mind, but the feeling is the heart. And with men, we don't like to get into our feelings. We like to stay with the logic in the brain. So you got to push us a little more to express that heart, because that anger, that means there's a lot going on in your son's heart, and we want them feelings to come out. So yeah, just go ahead and start spending some time with him. Definitely with the counseling. And does he get along with everybody in the household? Any issues with the uncle? He gets along with everybody. Okay. This may have more to do with the father.
Outside of the home, that's the issues.
Well, what I think...
Inside the home is fine.
But here's what I think, though. I think his behavior outside of the home, this mild, rebellious energy that we're getting, I think it's related to the home life in some way. Again, it could just be dad. It could be as simple as dad. But I also think he feel like he's losing out on your attention because of all the other males in the home. You know what I mean? So I definitely think you got to start spending more time with him, because he's angry. There's a reason for that anger. That's what the counselor has to find out. But you can probably find it out even sooner than the counselor if you just start spending a little more time with him and asking him directly, what is making you angry? Tell me where I'm falling short. Is it your dad? Is it both of us? Do you feel that I'm not giving you enough attention because of your 6-year-old adopted brothers? That might have a lot to do with it, because since he's the only biological child and now he has the 2 6-year-old foster siblings, even if they were natural siblings, when a single child has to split the parents' time, whether that the parent get married and now they got step siblings, or in your case, adopted children, or even if you had a natural child, that could be traumatizing for a single child. It's just been me and my mom my whole life. And now I got these 2 twin adopted brothers. You know what I mean? That can be traumatizing. So I also think that has a lot to do with it as well. One last question for you. How long has he been sharing your attention with the adopted siblings as well as the 2 cousins? How long have they been in the same household?
They are 6, and they came to us when they were like 3.
Okay, so about 3 years. So basically, since he was 13 or 14, almost the start of his teenage years. So I can see a little bit of an issue there, possibly.
Full time.
Okay.
We had them since they were born, but we've had them full time since they were 3.
Understood. And what about the cousins? How long have they been there?
They just came here last year, so it's more recent.
Okay, so it's more recent for the cousins. So he may be going through some adjustment stuff. I think you just need to probe him about how he's feeling about everything. I really think you need to probe him, because full time with the adopted siblings for 3 years, and then full time with the two cousins for 1 year. So this is pretty recent, and it's coinciding with his teenage years. So I'm thinking he's feeling a little pushed out of the priority page right now. That's what I'm feeling. That's a piece. And then the daddy, that's another piece. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's getting enough of you to himself. And I think that's where you need to work on that.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Umar.
No problem, my queen. Be blessed.
All right,
All right now. Take care.
Oh,
Good morning, Sister Chantel. How are you?
good morning, sir. Bless.
All right. How's Baltimore treating you?
Oh, okay. Well, I have a 19-year-old son who's been getting in trouble. Now, mind you, his father passed away on COVID. His father really wasn't in his life. He was there, but not there. He'll pick him up a weekend here and there and everything. So he had resentment that way. But he felt that he was a protector. Like, he felt like, his father said, nobody to touch you or I'm going to hurt him. And he felt secure in that. So when he passed, he thought he wouldn't miss him. But then when he did, he went through a little depression of, I miss my dad, because he was the protector. Like, he felt, his father would do what he said he was going to do because he did it. Now I'm in the aspect that he has a child. He's rebellious. He keep on going to jail because his girlfriend keep on putting him in there because she keep on threatening him, and he listens to her, doesn't listen to me. And I'm going to put him out. So I don't know exactly what to do because I heard with the other lady, some of the things you said also replies to me, that he feels a certain way towards me because of what I'm not doing. But I'm the only provider in the household, so I work constantly, and I'm never there. Yes, when I was off when he was younger, we used to go on weekend, go eat, go talk, or whatever, and that was my time with him. But now it's like it's different. He had the girlfriend, he went with her, he take her, but now he hates her and don't want her around. But she's living with me with the baby and him, and now it's all chaotic.
Okay, so he's living with the girlfriend and the baby with you, correct?
Correct.
How old is the baby?
The baby is 7 months old.
Okay, the baby is 7 months old. Now, you said the girlfriend keep getting him locked up. Locked up for what? Domestic violence or something else?
Yes. The rest of violence. A lot of times, she's the one that always was hitting on him. He wouldn't, at the beginning, I said, stop doing that because it's going to come back and haunt you. Don't play fighting. But of course they did. And I was like, she used to always hit on him and he wouldn't do nothing. And I was like, you won't get tired of that. So now that's where we are now. It's like he's not hitting her, but he'll restrain her. But then she's really, really like look, she's white. But and so little
you said
things
she's white?
on her. And yeah, she's white.
Snow bunny.
Yes, I am.
He's been snow bunny. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So wait a minute, I gotta get myself. So I want to know what to do with the situation. I already went to the courts. I already put the thing to get out. So it's like, but I feel for him.
Okay, take me back a minute, good sister. You said you went to court to get her evicted from your home?
All of them evicted from the home.
Okay, you're going to get your son and his snow bunny baby mom evicted from the home?
Yes.
Okay, did you speak with your son about that before you did it?
Yes, he wants that too.
Okay, how did he feel about you evicting him from your home?
He fine with it right now for everybody else to get home. I gotta get some coffee.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a question again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not clear on the arresting. So when he restrains the snow bunny, she calls the police with a domestic violence complaint.
Yes, and this has happened, 2 or 3 times, and every time she always went back and The first time she dismissed it. The second time she was pregnant, so she blamed it on the pregnancy and let that go. So that's what's been going on with that. But now this time, because she was pregnant and is lapsing and is dismissed, but it was found with drug paraphernalia on him, so that lasts a year for his probation. So right now, what is going on is they're here, but she doesn't want him to go outside the house. He's saying he's doing what he's doing, but she wants him to be here, so she threatens him all the time about, if you go out, I'm going to call the police and say this and say that. So that's the way I'm saying about she's threatening him, but he does what he needs to do because he wants me to put them all out. He wants, because he knows she ain't gonna go if he don't go. So he wants everybody. He wants to go because he wants to get her out, but he wants me to bring him back in, and I don't think so.
Okay.
And I told him so.
Okay. And do you have other children in the home?
Nope, just him.
Okay. Is he your only child?
No, he's my baby child. My other child is 10 years older than him. He has his own place.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I do not see a positive future with him and the Snow Bunny. They obviously have to work together for the child, but he needs to be careful because if that white woman is already calling the police on him, she's clearly exercising her white privilege to keep him in his place. And if he's not careful, she will come up with even more egregious accusations against him. I don't like it because she's already using the system. She's already using the system to attack him already, and the child is only 7 months old.
Yeah, so she gets it from her mom. Her mom is white, her father's black, but her mom is the one that's she always call and ask for advice, and the mom is
okay. So she's mixed race.
Yes.
Okay, she's mixed race, but she also has a Snow Bunny mother.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yep.
And the Snow Bunny mother is the one who's giving her all the advice.
Right, exactly. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he even though she's mixed race, I mean that makes it a little better, for me, but not for him because again, you got the Snow Bunny grandma. He needs to leave her alone. I don't know how this even happened. This is not in his best interest at all. So he's dealing with that, being a young father, a new father. He's only 19. I didn't have my first child till I was 27, so I can only imagine. Then on top of that, the grief of his father. Okay, he's going through grief. That has a lot to do with his anger. Okay, he's not spending enough time with you as well. Did you say you have him in counseling now or no?
I did. I had him counseling through school. I had him counseling first. It started with his grandmother that passed. That was like his mom. She was the one that kept.
When did she pass?
She passed in 2016.
2016. So he could still be grieving grandma because she kind of raised him, helped you raise him. So he's grieving grandma. He's grieving dad. He's a new dad. And he's not getting enough time with you. So why did the counseling stop?
Because he's out of school now and because all this other stuff happened with the insurance and everything. So we never got that back in place.
Okay, we need to get it back in place because if this keeps going this way, he's going to end up crashing out. Does he have a job?
No, and it seems like he don't want one. He want to be out in the streets and keep on telling me, oh, I can make this, I can make that. And I hate him being out there with his friends, and I hate his friends. I mean, it's just a whole thing.
You mentioned drug paraphernalia. What is he smoking weed or doing worse than? Is he popping pills?
Well, I knew he was smoking weed, but I think he's doing more now.
Think you're doing more now, so you might be self-medicating. You also mentioned probation. Probation for what? Was he previously incarcerated?
Well, the first time, okay, he got caught with a gun out in the street. Okay, we got that off, and that went well the first time. The second time, they came here. When they came here to pick him up, when she called, I have license and I have guns and I had a shotgun. Well, the shotgun was downstairs in the living room when the police came. So they took it and because of the first time that he had one and got caught with one, that's what they tried to hold him with. But they found out that this weapon was in my house and it's legal and is certified. So I'm in the process of getting that back. But it's like, okay, that was the other thing. He stole, like, back in the day, I didn't even know it. He was stealing my small gun.
Okay. You need to lock those guns up, Queen, because if
am.
him and
I
that
am
baby
now.
mom is fighting and you got guns out, I don't
Yeah,
have to tell you about
that's
how many snow bunnies then unalived, their black boyfriends. So, you got to lock them guns up.
Mm-hmm. They
You
are. They
know,
not. Yeah,
but
they also somewhere else.
absolutely. We definitely try to get him some counseling. He also needs to get a job. You're going to have to give him some requirements to remain in your home. I think that's the leverage that we have because he still needs your shelter. So you need to sit down with your son and come up with a contract for what you are expecting if he's going to remain in your home. And if he violates that contract, he will have to go. I know you're working on the eviction now, but he's going to come back in. You need to make sure he signs the contract. It needs to be written down so there's no confusion on what you're expecting him to do. Get a job, okay? Stop using drugs. Spend time with your child. Go to counseling. You know what I mean? Use the leverage that you have. You can bring your son back in because you're the only one he really has. But you're going to have to give him tough love, though. You're going to have to give him tough love.
Yes.
You can't just baby him. You got to say, listen, you got to grow up and be a man. And if you're going to be under this roof, these are the things that I expect you to do.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm Monday morning. I'm on that.
All right, my queen. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
No problem, babe. All right.
Hello.
Brother Bryce.
Yes.
Good morning. How's Tampa treating you?
Man, it's good. It's so good to hear you, man. I've been following you for a long time, brother, and it's hard. I don't have an educational question, so I ain't want to tap in, but
Okay.
I've been going through some things, man. But I don't know if you. I don't want to mess with your time, man.
I got you. Well, do this. Just shoot me another text, bro, after this call, and we can schedule a private consult.
Oh, for sure, man. It's
I got
good
you.
to hear you, bro.
No problem. Likewise, brother.
All right, stay
All right,
blessed,
now.
man.
Be safe.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not. Hello.
Good morning, Sister Bibiana. How's Florida treating you?
Pretty good.
Glad to hear.
Chilly.
Go right ahead with your question.
Absolutely. So I'm newly married, and I have.
Turn that volume up just a little bit. Your voice a little low, Mama.
Okay, sorry. I'm newly married, and I have a stepson who's on the spectrum. And
how old?
14.
Okay.
He's nonverbal. He's really sweet. What I wanted was essentially to meet with the mom so she can teach me her tactics on how to get him up and potty and everything like that. And I think I'm at a stage where the father and I were not looking eye to eye. I'm currently sleeping in the guest room due to the fact that we've had multiple potties in the master bedroom where, he would come and lay with us. And I try to express that, hey, just go sleep with him in his room rather than ours. Because
wait, time out, Sister Bibiana. I just want to make sure I'm clear. Mm-hmm. Your husband is allowing his 14-year-old autistic son to come and sleep in y'all bed with y'all.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, and for
what?
me, this is all new to me because he is nonverbal, and he is attached to his dad, so I didn't want to step on anyone's foot. But it's been accidents after accidents, and the mattress is completely soiled up. the mom doesn't want to help in a sense of meeting with me so she can teach me her tactics. And I'm just I feel alone and
Okay.
extremely annoyed.
And you say the mother is not meeting up with you to give you any insight.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the behavior here is not allowed at the other house. And I just kind of wanted to know what her tactics are, how I can communicate. I've tried pretty much everything. I've asked for classes so I can better communicate or learn to communicate because this is all new to me.
And you and your husband have been together how long?
I want to say we're newly married. I want to say we're going on 3 months now.
Okay. And how long, because I know you guys were dating before that, how long has the son been in your life?
I want to say 3 months. 3 months.
Okay, about 3 months. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does your husband react? First of all, have you been honest about your feelings about this with your husband, and what has been his response to you? How does he react?
Very defensive. The first time when the incident happened, I had brought it up, and I just asked, "Hey, can I have my own space because this is all new to me?" And I brought briefs and things to prevent accidents from happening and so forth. And so it's just I'm met with, you don't like him, and I'm like, no, he's my son too. It's not that I don't like him. I just would like my own space, but also know how to, manage certain things. We had an incident where I brought up that, hey, there's in the pantry, he accidentally used the restroom there. And it was, oh, I'm going to blame the dog. And I'm like, we're not going to blame, my dog. And I'm just always met with just defensive, or you just don't like him, or you're not trying to get to know him. And I just kind of stopped communicating altogether, because it's like if I try to positively reinforce anything, he gets extremely defensive. So I'm just
Okay.
I've just kind of been I feel defeated.
Understood.
I don't know what to do.
And so he's actually urinating and defecating while he's in the bed with you too.
No, just urination.
Okay, urination. Okay, understood. So is there a reason he's not wearing pull-ups on a regular basis?
That's something I try to bring up, but I'm met with defensive. Oh, he uses the restroom perfectly fine throughout the day. And I'm just like, okay, cool.
Okay. The other question I have, do you feel, first of all, okay, he's autistic. It sounds like he's also intellectually disabled. Would you agree with that?
Yes, 100.
Okay, and would you put him at mild, moderate? I know you're not a psychologist, but based on your experience, would you put him at mild, moderate, or severe intellectually disabled?
Severe.
You would put him at severe. My next question, do you feel your husband has, out of his love and concern for his son, has he enabled that boy? And what I'm asking is, has your husband caused a significant developmental delay in his son by babying him and not challenging him to actually grow commensurate to his disability? Like, has he kind of crippled him somewhat? Because what you're describing to me sounds more like a 6 or 7-year-old, not a 14-year-old. So I'm kind of wondering, has the father, has he kind of sheltered his son to the point where he inhibited his growth and development?
I have to say 110% due to the fact that I know for a fact things that he does here, he does not do back home. With the other parent.
Okay. So he's able to do more than what he's doing. The father is allowing him to do this.
110.
Did you know any of this going into the marriage?
No. I knew more of, okay, I have a son and he's on the spectrum. And I'm like, okay, I want to take classes and learn and communicate. And, this is news to me. So, and I've not been met with classes or even a meeting as simple as with a mom and given any pointers. And I'm honestly just lost.
Okay. Well, number one, my first recommendation. Well, 14, he's still in school, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about school for a minute. Does he get bused to school? Do y'all drop him off? Does he have an IEP? Is he special ed? Tell me about the school situation.
So we do drop, well, not we, I've completely washed my hands with having to do with anything, but he does drop him off at school. The bus stop.
Any complaints from school at all?
No.
Okay, so that's not really an issue. So, okay, so number one, I strongly recommend that you and the father go to counseling to deal with this situation, if you want to make this relationship work. Do you have any children in the home?
No.
Okay, no children yet. Okay. Were you planning on having some children?
I was, but at this moment, I don't think that it'd be a smart idea, because even though he'd be present, I feel like I'd be a single mom, because the focus would then go on to the child that needs it most, and I don't want to put any of my kids through it.
Understood. I'm going to ask you a question, and I don't want to sound offensive with this, but I'm just wondering your thoughts on it. Is it possible that your husband is using his son to force you to walk away without him telling you he don't want the marriage anymore? Is that a possibility? Because it seems like the father is making life quite uncomfortable for you. And it seems like the 14-year-old is his priority, because I don't understand why he's letting a 14-year-old sleep in the bed with his wife. That young man will be a grown man in a couple years. What is he doing in the bed with you? So I'm kind of wondering, is he intentionally making your life miserable? And if not, why does it seem like the son's needs are clearly more important than yours?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, if that's the case, for me, I'm so drained. I'm so drained. I think I'd be content with it.
And I definitely believe in protecting marriage. I definitely believe in protecting marriage. But are you sure you want to continue with this if he doesn't make the recommended changes that will come from you two going to therapy? Are you sure you want to stay with this?
No, and that's, something that I've been pondering on for the last several days while I've been sleeping in the guest bedroom, due to the fact that,
You're sleeping in the guest bedroom?
Well, yeah, my bed is soiled up, so I'm not going to sleep on there.
Okay, but the father and son are still sleeping in your main bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in the guest bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you still there? Why are you still in that home at all?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at this from the outside in, not to speak negatively of your husband, but if my daughter came to me with your story, I'm packing her shit up myself and she's moving out of there. You follow me? Like, this does not sound fair to you at all. You're 3 months in, and, sometimes when we make a big decision, we kind of don't want to consider the fact that it may have been the wrong decision. But I guess, is this your warning to cut your losses and leave the situation while you have a chance? Because if you get pregnant, you ain't going to be able to leave the situation really at that time. Not easily anyway. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm wondering, why are you still there? Tell me why you still there.
I thought I was going to make it work, and I've always told myself my first marriage is my last marriage. Is just kind of how
I understand.
I grew up.
It's your first marriage and you want to stay there. Is it how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 28.
You still a young queen. I understand the whole thing about the first marriage is the last marriage. You should consult a divorce attorney, because if I'm not mistaken, and it's not my expertise, but in certain states, if you haven't been married a certain amount of time, you can naturally dissolve the union and it doesn't even count as a divorce. You only been in this for 3 months. So you might want to look into the divorce laws in Florida and see if you even have to go through divorce proceedings. If you guys have only been together 90 days, who knows? You might find out that this thing could be dissolved, before it even gets started, because you guys haven't been married long enough. But even if you do have to go through divorce proceedings, and I'm not urging you to get a divorce, right? Everybody has to make their own decisions. We don't give decisions, in counseling. But At 28, you got your whole life ahead of you. I would hate for you to hang around another 10 years. Now you're 38 and most of your baby making years are behind you. And now that boy is 24, still pissing in your bed and shitting around the house at 24. Queen, I'm shocked you're still there. I'm shocked you're still there. And I understand first marriage, last marriage, but this is an extenuating circumstance. But let me not put the cart before the horse. Let's do some therapy and see. Maybe the father feels ultimately guilty. Maybe the child been through some trauma. The father blames himself. Try to get some therapy. Just Google, black counselors and psychologists in Florida. Florida is really big on black psychology, so you have no issue finding black psychologists there. But at 28 and your whole life ahead of you with no kids, you may have to consider cutting your losses and restarting, my queen.
Okay.
All right. My best to you, though. My best to you. If you ever need to do a one-on-one session with me, just text me and we can do that.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, now. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Wow. That may have been the wildest. Was that the wildest issue? I started doing the Black Parent Teleconference in 2014. I started doing the Black Parent Teleconference in 2014. It's been almost 16 years. Excuse me, not 16. It's been almost 12 years, right? It's been almost 12 years. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. Woo! Woo! Man, that is crazy. Sleeping in my bed man, ain't no Cinnabons worth that.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're...
Ain't no Cinnabons worth that. Sisters, your son and your daughter ain't getting in my bed at 14, pissing my bed up. Ain't no Cinnabons worth that. If you have a question, you can text 215-989-9858. If you have a question, text your name and your city to 215-989-9858. I will do some Instagram tap-ins for questions for children only once we get through all the text calls.
Oh.
Good morning, Sister Seisha. How's Oklahoma treating you?
Oh, good morning. It's going good. How are you doing?
All is well, my queen. Go right ahead with your question.
Okay, let me try to shut this door so these kids don't come in here. Okay, so I have 3 children, ages almost 9, 7, and my son who's 5-year-old, and he's on the spectrum, different levels. My son is level 2, so he's, I guess, technically nonverbal, but he communicates in his own little way, and I do what I can for him. But anyway, my question is...
Okay, go ahead. Which son? Which age? Which son are you speaking of? The 5, 7, and 9?
So my 2 daughters are almost 9, 7. They're on the spectrum, and they go to school. And then I have my son who's 5.
Okay, 5-year-old son, 7-year-old daughter, 9-year-old daughter. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so my son, he was going to therapies here in Oklahoma, ABA therapies and all kind of stuff like that. And my daughters are in school right now. They were doing that too, but they're in school, so they're able to, be more independent. So my son, we moved to a different school district, to a different, city in Tulsa to try to get some more help. There's not really a lot of help in Oklahoma for kids on the spectrum. And so he was in kindergarten. I pulled him out. I really wasn't getting any him to focus in school like he should. I mean, it's only kindergarten, but he really wasn't focused and, doing the things that he should. So I pulled him out so he can do ABA full-time. Didn't work out for him, so I'm having to put him back into school because, honestly, I quit my job in December. I was a mental health professional, and I just quit so I can take care of my kids full-time because they needed the support.
And so when him not having any ABA help right now, and then like just pretty much any help at all, like I can't get him back in therapy. So I got to kind of put him back in school because that's kind of all the help I can get right now. And I know that the school won't be able to, do a lot, but it's something. It's something.
Okay,
it's
time out
something.
for 1 second, my queen. You're in Tulsa, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your son is 5.
Yes.
Okay. Is he at age for kindergarten or still a little young? Or is he age appropriate for Tulsa kindergarten right now?
Yes, so he is age appropriate to go to kindergarten, yes.
Okay, now you said you pulled him out, so your son has not yet been in the kindergarten classroom. Is that correct?
Okay, let me just give a little backstory. So, the year before last, he went to pre-K, and it was an all-day, situation. He did really well there. He was, doing all his work and everything. And then I put him in full-time ABA, full-time last year. So, and then over the summer too. So after that was done, I thought he was doing really well. I was like, as a mother, I was like, I think he's ready to go back into school. I think he can do part-time ABA, and then I think he can do part-time school. So I pulled him out, after the summer, after the school year started in August, and put him in school. Part-time ABA, part-time school. Home therapy wasn't working for us, so I was like, well, let me just leave him in school, and then maybe I can get him in a facility or something like that. It didn't work out like that. So it's pretty much like me, Dr. Umar, me doing trial and error kind of things, just trying things out. So at this moment, right now, he's not in school, he's not in therapy. It's kind of hard to try to find him a facility. And I'm going to put him back in school, in kindergarten. But like I said, he's not really focused on there, but at least he's getting some kind of like structure, being around kids and all that kind of thing.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Now, 5 is kind of young for me to ask this question, but as mom, you probably have a pretty good feel. Is your son purely autistic, or do you also feel he has intellectual limitations as well?
Okay, and that is a really great question. And my daughter got diagnosed at 2, so I kind of got a little, view on this.
Your daughter got classified with autism at 2?
Yeah, my daughter.
That was way too young. Now, do you feel she's definitively autistic at this time because she's older? Do you feel that she's because 2 years old, you cannot prove autism at 2.
I know, and you know what? When they did tell me that when she was 2, I was like, what? But then as time went on, I was like, okay. And then just a little more backstory. Their dad, when I'm not with their dad anymore. We were together 7 years, and by the time the relationship ended, I realized that he had some mental health problems himself. So I'm not saying that this.
Wait a minute, time out, my queen. I just want to clarify, and I'm not judging.
Okay.
So
no, it's okay.
It's okay. The father of your 3 children, they have the same father, right?
Yeah, all 3 of them have the same father. Yes.
So he gave you 3 children with autism, and then he left.
I'm not going to say that, Dr. Umar. I actually ended up leaving him.
Okay.
Because it was not a safe environment for my children, for myself, and anybody, and it wasn't going anywhere, honestly.
Understood.
So I took a decision to leave for me and my kids.
Understood. Okay.
Yes.
Now, let's get back to your son. I believe, because we're only in November, school started in August, September. I believe you need to get your son enrolled in kindergarten ASAP. Okay? Yes. Because as a special education student in the United States of America, doesn't matter if he's in Tulsa, Tennessee, or Texas, it don't matter. As a special ed student, he will get an IEP. He has a right to a free and appropriate public education in a least restrictive environment. He can get his IEP. He can get his one-to-one aid. He can get his speech therapy. He can get so much more in that school than you could provide him with at home.
Yes.
So I vote that you get him in school before Thanksgiving. Okay?
Yes. And that is my thing. I am going to do that. And not to interrupt you. And also, I know that I'm not really looking at I'm on the phone with you, so I can't really see. But I do want to give context to people who are listening. I am a single mom. I'm doing it by myself. So I'm really trying new things. So I don't know if anybody's judging or not. But just
don't worry about nobody judging. This is between you and God.
I'm just really doing what I think I should do for
yes,
my
ma'am.
children. And I'm
yes,
just
ma'am.
trying things out. So,
yes, ma'am. The reason I say we need to get him in school, Queen, because I've seen nightmare stories with children who had no disability, where the parents had them at home and, tried some things we understand. And a couple years go by, and time goes by so fast. The parent is like, wait a minute, I really haven't given them the foundation they needed academically. Let me go stick them back in public school or charter school. And by the time they get stuck back in public school and charter school, they so far behind, you almost got to put them in special ed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so with your son having an obvious disability there, I really am concerned about him staying home too soon or too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I did notice that, and like I said, he was doing therapy. He was doing really, really well. They actually helped him stop talking when he was in ABA therapy. But I was like, okay, he's doing so well. Maybe I can stick him back in school for a little bit. And it didn't turn out that way. And now that I'm seeing he's been out for maybe a month or so, I'm like, okay, I got to put him back in school so he can not go backwards. So I agree with that. I am going to Monday morning go. I was thinking about it last week, and I was like, well, let me wait, because I'm just really, it's really not a lot of help here, and I don't want to sound like, wrong or nothing, but we're in a white school district, white people around here, and, I feel like they kind of look at me kind of differently. Being
That's okay, because guess what, Queen? Guess what? Once you put him in that school, you're going to stay in touch with me. I'm going to help walk you through this whole thing. And if they start discriminating against your son, we're going to find a lawyer and we're going to sue him for racial discrimination. And because the school is predominantly white, they will not be able to defend themselves against those accusations. So you're just going to have to take good notes, document everything. Okay, write down everything, whether that's in your phone, whether you do voice notes to yourself. Keep a record of everything. And once we feel like we've had enough, we're going to make a complaint with the United States Department of Education, Office of Civil Rights, and tell them that your son has been racially profiled. They're discriminating against him. They're not providing him with his free and appropriate public education. And we're going to get you some money, and we're going to make them pay for your son to go to a private school, because that's what federal special ed law allows. But you're going to have to toughen your skin up, because they're going to piss you off. They're going to be kind of disrespectful. Don't react. Don't get emotional. Document it. But we cannot not put him in there, you know what I mean, because we're afraid for how they're going to treat him. Let them show their hand, and then we'll deal with it as a result of that.
Okay, I want to ask one more thing.
Sure. And
I did mention this to the school district when I called them last week about me wanting to go ahead and put them back in school, or just kind of give them a heads up. And so they suggested, okay, well, maybe we can put them in part-time. What do you think? And I was like, well, honestly, I want to put them in full-time to give them a chance to actually do it.
Yes, full-time. They cannot make you do part-time. He has a disability. They cannot make you do part-time. They cannot.
Okay, that was my question. I don't want to let them influence me to do one thing or another, even though
they
know
can't.
They can, but they will try to say certain things like, well, maybe you should do such and such, so okay.
And guess what? Whenever you have a question about something, you text it to me. If they send you a form or something they want you to sign and you're not sure what they're doing, you text it to me. You feel me? You have the freedom to text me anytime at all. And if we got to jump on the phone, you text me on that as well.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
So that was my question. Thank you, Dr. Umar. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you, my queen. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right, now. Let me say this before I go to the next call. And please hit the paypal.me FDMG Academy to support the school. Please hit the paypal.me/FDMG Academy to support the school. Please hit the paypal.me/FDMG Academy to support the school. If you want to send personal donations to Dr. Umar, it's paypal.me/Umar the psychologist, or on Venmo, it's Prince Ifatunde on Venmo. You could use my cell number. But this is why I defend black women. I want my black men to hear me right now. And if it don't apply, let it fly. I want black men to hear me right now. And if it don't apply, let it fly. I want black men to hear me right now. This is why I'm hard on black men. Because we got all these black women. Everybody has called about a son. Nobody yet has talked about a daughter. Everybody has talked about a son. I've been doing this call for 12 years. Everybody's talking about their boys. They don't talk about the girls as much. Okay? It's mostly boys. And this is why I tell black men, if you want black women to treat your ass like a king, start ruling your damn kingdom. The kingdom is not just your home. The kingdom is your community. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again for the Negropeans who don't understand. I'm going to say it again for the coonocracy who don't understand. When are black men going to rise up and take responsibility from these women for our sons? And don't tell me they don't want you to say nothing to their son. These sisters are screaming. These sisters are screaming for black men to help them with these boys. So stop with all it, because there's something very real about community karma. Community karma is when you don't take care of your community, your ass will get the karma. So if you think running out to the suburbs with the white folks is going to save your ass, you better think again. Community karma will spin the block and get your ass. So black men, we better organize, we better come together, and we better start helping these single mothers with these boys, because this is a damn disgrace. And it hasn't gotten better. It hasn't gotten better. It hasn't gotten better. Okay, let's go to Brother Josh. How's Oakland, California treating you?
Man, it's cool.
Okay, your voice a little muttery. You on a speaker? Take me off that speaker if you can.
Yeah.
Okay, go right ahead with your question, my brother.
So my son is special needs. He's more enabled than disabled.
Okay, your son is special needs, more enabled than disabled. How old is he?
16.
16 years old. What is his disability?
They say he's intellectually disabled.
Intellectually disabled. Mild, moderate, or severe?
It's tricky.
It's tricky.
Between mild and moderate.
Between mild and moderate. Okay, and what's your issue?
So I'm kind of concerned for his future, because in his school district, they say they're going to make him the best him he can be. So be able to public transportation, get change at the store, and I'm like, that's all you got for him? So I'm trying to see like what path he can take with what he wants to do, because I don't think anybody going to take him seriously because he's special needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, make a
Okay.
stuff.
I want to give you a couple things that I want you to make sure you are making sure that you guys are doing on the IEP team. Okay. One thing where the special ed system fails black children tremendously is on an area of IEP or special ed services known as transition planning. Transition planning. At your next IEP meeting, and you can call one whenever you feel like it. The school has to have an IEP once a year. You can call an IEP meeting whenever you feel like it. But make sure you bring up the topic of transition planning, which is supposed to begin no later, I believe, than the 15th or 16th birthday. But it can begin as early as you like. And it should definitely begin by the start of high school. Transition planning is where the IEP team has a federal responsibility to start helping your son prepare to transition into life after high school. Transition planning involves helping your son decide on a career, a trade. Okay, it involves helping your son navigate the society, the community, the various social services that are available, which can include housing and other social service supports. At the bare minimum, the IEP team is supposed to be helping your son find a job if he's going to be working, or trade school if he's able to do some learning. Please make sure the IEP team is taking transition services seriously for your son. Transition planning. Please do that, because what they do with black high school kids is they drop their ass off back in the hood right after graduation with no plan, no services, no support, no none of that. So you need to make sure that transition planning is being done with your son. That's number one. Number two, I want you to know that special ed does not have to end when your son turns 18. Special ed services can last until your son is 21 years old or until he has his high school diploma. So if you feel that he's not ready to exit high school when he's 18 or 19, you can tell the IEP team that my son is not done and y'all not done, because I don't believe he's academically functional right now for the real world, and y'all going to keep working with him until he's 21 years old. So that's number two.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Cut you off. So earlier I heard you say that they're going to be, that the child will be behind because he's out of school for so long. It's not that my son is behind. It's like Berkeley schools is more emotional than academic. So they want to know what's wrong with him rather than encourage him to do his work. So he's in 11th grade, but he's doing like kindergarten work.
He's in 11th grade doing kindergarten work. He's been in special ed since what grade?
Probably like 5th grade.
He's been in special ed since 5th grade.
Level. And then 8th grade, he was at like a 5th grade level. And in 9th grade, they had him writing his name for his first assignment.
When is the last time he got his evaluation? Because he's intellectually disabled, he has to be reevaluated every 2 years. So if he went into special ed in the 5th grade, then he needed to be reevaluated in the 7th grade, reevaluated in the 9th grade, and now he's in the 11th grade. He should be getting evaluated this year. So has he had an evaluation this school year yet?
Does the school do that, or do I?
The school does it. The school does it. Special ed is all the school. They got their own school psychologist. That's what I am, a school psychologist. Has he had his 11th grade evaluation yet?
I'm not sure. I'll have to call the school.
You're not sure. Okay. I'm going to get on you a little bit, brother.
He lives with his mom.
He lives with his mother?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's hard to talk to her about his future because she feels like, oh, he can talk to his counselor himself. I'm like, no, we're his parents. We need to help him and find out what we need to do to ensure that he has a brighter future than what they are trying to give him.
I agree with you. You might have to go to family court. You might have to go to family court and get primary legal custody for your son, sir. Go to family court, because the mother sounds like she's trifling. No disrespect to the queen, but she sounds like she's trifling if she's telling you that her intellectually disabled 6-year-old son could talk to his counselor himself so she don't have to do anything. That sounds like she trifling. So you need to go to family court and get primary legal custody for your son so you can make all the educational decisions for him.
I don't want to sound like a deadbeat, but at 16, I feel like that fight is almost over, and I just want to.
The fight is not over. The fight is not over. It's never over.
Transition to an adult, man.
No, because that's a life. That's a life right there, my brother. That's a life. The fight is not over. The fight is not over for any of us. No matter how old we are, how young we are, how disabled we are, that's an African life. You feel me? That boy he's a baby, man. We got to do what we got to do. You got to fight for your son, and I will help you fight for your son. You got my number. You keep me posted. But no, it's not over. He's only 16. His life ain't even started yet. Don't quit on your son. He did not ask to be here. Do not quit on that young man. You feel me? I know it's tough. I know you got your own issues, as we always do. Don't quit on your son. Okay?
Yeah.
So
you said what you said. I'm gonna hold you to your word, man.
I got you. I got you. Trust me, I got you, bro. But the first thing, I
lost custody of my son 10 years ago, and she had full legal and physical custody ever since. I don't say so. And it's been a struggle to try and co-parent with somebody who has no understanding of what is really going on with her son.
Yeah, that's not cool. And it sounds like you may have, kind of depended on her to, keep up with things, and she failed. So now you got to do it. This is the first two things you need to do. First two things you need to do. You need to get primary legal custody. That's one. And the other thing you need to do is you need to get a complete copy of your son's educational record in case I need to go through it with you. You understand me?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to write a letter to the principal of your son's school. It's going to be a real simple letter. And you're going to say, I, Dr. Umar Johnson, but you're going to use your name. I, Dr. Umar Johnson, am requesting a complete copy of my son's so-and-so academic record. Okay, I want a copy of all special ed paperwork, all evaluations, all standardized tests, all report cards, all school nurse information, all teacher documentation. This is my right under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act of 1974. I understand you have 45 days to provide me with a copy of my son's record. Please call me if you have any questions. That's all you got to do. Okay? And when you write that letter, if you want to text me a picture of it so I can look at it before you send it in, you can do that too. But we need a copy of your son's record so we can go through it and so I can see exactly what's going on and point you in the next direction, because we might got to get an independent educational evaluation, because if they failed your son, we don't trust them. And if we don't trust them, we don't want them doing the next eval. We're going to get a private black psychologist to do it. And you live in California. California is the birthplace of the Association of Black Psychologists. So we're going to start there. So get your legal custody, primary legal custody, and get a copy of your son's records. And then you're going to reach back out to me.
Okay.
You got me?
I'll get on that Monday.
All right, King. Keep me posted.
Thank you.
All right, now. Let me do a quick Instagram tap in. If there's a parent on Instagram with a question, let me see. Jamaican going once. Just Jamaican going twice. I think I tapped her in. You coming up just Jamaican, or you don't? You good? Okay, I don't want nobody trying to tap in unless okay, there you go. Where you at, Sister Jess? Sister Jess, are you there? I can't hear you, my queen. Sister Jess. Did you pay that cell phone bill, Sister Jess? Okay, I'm going to remove Sister Jess. Do we have a parent trying to tap in on Instagram Live? Sister Seisha. Let's see if Sister Seisha want to tap in. Let's see if Sister Seisha want to tap in with a question. Sister Seisha going once. Sister Seisha going twice. Sister Seisha going 3 times. Let me remove Sister Seisha. I don't want you on the end. Do not tap in unless you have a question. Sister Ukina going once. Sister Ukina going twice. Sister Ukina, I need to see your face, beautiful.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Dr. Umar.
Okay, you didn't have a question, Mama?
I do. So,
Why I can't see your face?
okay.
Show me that
No,
beautiful face. Show me that beautiful. I don't care if you got a head
Dr.
wrap.
Umar, I'm not a black queen. I'm so sorry. I'm not a black queen, but I do have a question.
You don't sound like a white queen. What's your ethnicity?
I'm Filipino, Dr. Umar.
All right, come on. I'm gonna let you come on in. You Filipino. I'm gonna let you come on in. Come on, Sister Seisha. Come on.
Oh,
Come on in.
okay.
Come on. Stop
Okay,
being
no,
scared. It's
I have
all right. Come on.
No, I'm not white. I'm not white. This is not white. Anyways,
Wait, let me see
I
your
have
whole
a question,
face.
Dr. Umar.
You
So
black.
what
Let
do
me
you...
see your face, woman. Show me that
I am
face.
not
What's
black,
a
Dr.
woman?
Umar.
Show
I'm
me
not black. I'm not black.
Let me see you then. Let me see you one time. You sound like
No,
a
you
sister.
see, I'm not black. This is not
Then
black.
show your face. You might be Filipino, but show your face.
Okay, wait.
Because a lot of y'all Filipinos are African ancestry. Move your hand. Okay, Philip. Okay, go right ahead. Ask your question. What's up with all them earrings? What's up with all them rings, Seisha? What's up with all them rings?
I like it, Dr. Umar. Okay, so I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so do you think Melanesians are black? Because there's a lot of,
there's
a
a
lot
lot
of...
of them are. It all
I
depends,
agree.
but a lot of them are.
No, I agree too because there's a lot of like black people in the Philippines that are like ETA, right? Like they're not necessarily like African, but they're still black. Like what do you think of those kinds of like those races, right?
Right. Well, here's the thing. You have race and you have ethnicity, and then you have identity, right? So there's a
Okay.
strong African presence in Melanesia. Well documented, by the way. Well documented by both black and white scholars. But then the question becomes is, do they know their history and do they identify with the race? Because again, for me,
Uh-huh.
it's not just enough to be biologically black. You have to identify with the race. I was in Australia last November, right? In the Aboriginals of Australia, it has been proven that they are the first Africans. Turn your phone down, Sage. They are the first Africans to leave the continent. It is widely believed that the Aboriginal Australians are the first Africans to leave the continent. But let me ask you this. Why do you ask that question? Why do you ask that question?
I ask that because it's a lot of Aboriginals that I know that consider themselves black, but a lot of African Americans don't consider themselves black, right?
Uh-huh.
No,
Well, that's
we can't
because a
say
lot of
it.
African Americans suffer from hate, self-hatred. We've been beat down so much in this country that we don't want to be black anymore, a lot of us. That's all that is. That's just self-hatred.
Um, so why do you think a lot of African Americans have self-hatred?
Because of slavery, oppression, 21st century Jim Crow. You know what we've been through in this country. 500 years of it.
Honestly, no, that's fair. Like, I feel like a lot of Filipinos hold a lot of self-hatred because of a colonization. Like, a lot of
Absolutely.
them want to claim other races, like Japanese, Spanish, and it's like, bitch, we're Filipino. Like, and it'd be the
Absolutely.
most Filipino-looking motherfucker to claim any other race, which is crazy. Anyways, I'm
Absolutely.
sorry. I feel like the
No
people want me to
problem, young lady.
go, but
Thanks for tapping in. I
it was
appreciate you.
really
Be
nice
blessed now.
talking to you, Dr. Umar.
Likewise,
Thank
mama.
you.
Likewise. No problem.
Bye.
All right. Let's go back to the phones. Shout out to the Filipino Africans. Shout out to the Filipino Africans. Shout out to the Filipino Africans. Mm. What's this? Good morning, my queen. You're in South Carolina. What is your first name?
Crystal.
Crystal. I didn't read your text, Crystal, so you can just go ahead and ask your question live.
So I am a 44-year-old single professional raising an 8-year-old son who's in 3rd grade. All of his teachers have complained about his lack of focus in school from pre-K up into 3rd grade. So his 3rd grade teacher is saying that she believes he has ADD.
ADHD. There is no more ADD. There's only ADHD.
Okay, so she said the one that's not hyper, but the one where he lacks focus and is not attentive.
Okay, let me share something with you. You listening to me, my queen?
Yes, sir.
In 1987, the American Psychiatric Association did away with attention deficit disorder as a diagnosis. There is no such thing as attention deficit disorder. There is only attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Your son's teacher is not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, so she don't know that. There is no ADD. There's only ADHD. If you get your son evaluated for ADHD, they're going to classify him as ADHD, and it's going to be as primarily inattentive. That's going to be the subtype, primarily inattentive. But he's still going to be classified with ADHD. Now,
right.
Now, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. There's no drug that can make your son pay attention. So if your son doesn't pay attention and he is not hyperactive, it would be a waste of time to get him evaluated because there is no drug that can make you pay attention. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Is he hyper?
No.
Not really. I mean, no more than a regular kid, right?
Right, that's what I'm
So
saying.
there's no need for an evaluation. If you get that evaluation, they're going to try to put them on drugs anyway. If you don't want your son on crack for kids, if you don't want your son on crack for kids, there is no need for an ADHD evaluation. He's a regular black boy. Now, does he need some discipline? Absolutely. I'm willing to bet that your son lacks effort. He may lack motivation. He may lack interest, and he may lack focus. Those are the 4 things that we got to deal with before we start throwing around discipline, behavior, and disabilities. Effort, focus, motivation, and interest.
I can agree on certain subjects. Now, don't get it twisted. Now, he has good grades.
Okay, good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear.
But
well, if he got good grades, we ain't gonna drug him up anyway. You feel me? Because he's doing what he got to do.
He's stronger in math than reading. He doesn't like reading, so the lack of effort and motivation comes to reading. But he has a B in reading right now, so it's not like he can't do it. He just don't want to do it.
So my question for you is this: what is the discipline program in the classroom, and what is the discipline program in your home? In other words, if we want him to focus more, we got to motivate him. And you motivate children with rewards and consequences. So if your son comes home and he had a bad day at school, what is the consequence? And if he has a good week at school, what is the reward? Consequences are every day. Rewards are only once a week. So what are the consequences in your home when he comes home if he had a bad day?
He gets grounded, no screen time. He has to do homework, reading, chores.
Well, homework is not a punishment. Homework is a regular, everyday responsibility.
I mean, he's basically grounded. Now, in the school, I think they make them do like reflection papers, and they take your recess and various things in school. But he hasn't been written up for anything.
He hasn't been written up?
No.
So let me ask you this.
He hasn't had an official written up.
I got you. So let me ask you this then. On a scale of 1 to 10, this problem that the school is having with your son regarding a lack of focus, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning it's a major issue, like he's stressing them out, and 1 is this ain't a big deal at all. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put this?
I would put this at a 5 or a 6.
Okay, so it ain't that big of a deal right now.
If he had the right teacher to discipline him and not coddle him, I think he would be good, because he gets it at home. It's just when he gets in school.
Okay, but they're not trying to put him in special ed, put him on drugs, nothing like that.
Well, she recommends that.
Do not do that. Do not do it. I'm telling you, don't do it.
I agree. I have started non-medicated changes, such as changing his diet, giving him more sleep. I reduce his screen time.
And you need to get serious with the discipline. That's where we're missing out. And I know you're not consistent with the discipline because mothers don't find discipline. It don't come natural to y'all because y'all the nurturers. Women are nurturers. You're not the disciplinarians. That's our job. We're the boundary setters. Y'all the nurturers. So being a disciplinarian doesn't come easy to a mom, but you have to do that and you have to be that. So I need you to step that up. Is he the only child in the home?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's going to make it even tougher on you because he's the only child, but you got to get tough. And if that means you have to start depriving him of some of your attention when he comes home, that could be part of the punishment too. You don't talk to me when you have a bad day at school. You come home, you do your homework, you have your dinner, you go to bed. And I'm telling you right now, nothing will piss your son off more than having to go to bed early while the sun is still up with nothing in his room that he can use to enjoy himself. Never underestimate the power of boredom. Boredom can break behavior if you are consistent. Your son is only in the 3rd grade. He loves his attention from his mother more than anything else. For a 3rd grader, attention is more important than oxygen. You starve him of your attention, you starve him of other people's attention, and he will break.
Okay.
But remember, you have to be disciplined in order to teach discipline. If you're not disciplined, you cannot teach discipline. I'm saying all that to say, Queen, that you have to be consistent. You must be absolutely consistent with your discipline regimen.
Okay.
I want you to get a calendar. Go to Office Depot, Office Max, Walmart. Get you one of those plastic laminated wall calendars and get you 2 color markers. And every day he come home from school, let's say you got a blue marker for school and a green marker for home. Okay, and if he had a good day at school, he get a smiley face. If he had a bad day at school, he get a sad face with, say, the green marker. And then with the blue marker, if he had a good day at home, did his chores, did his homework, blah, 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 he'll get a smiley face or a sad face. And then what you tell your son is, I need you to get 3 good days out of 5 or 4 good days out of 5. You decide what the criteria is. And if he meets that criteria for the week, you and him will do something fun during the weekend. Don't use money. Don't use expensive gifts. Don't use money. Don't use expensive gifts. In 3rd grade, he wants your attention. Y'all go to the mall. Y'all go to the movies. Take him to go see Sarah's Oil. You know what I mean? Take him to go see Running Man. Me and my mother saw it yesterday. It was a pretty good movie. I didn't like the fact that they had the lead actor. He was a bunny hopper with a black wife. I didn't like that. But, pretty good movie, Sarah's Oil, Running Man. We're going to go to the zoo. We're going to go to the Please Touch Museum. Do activities. At that age, they want activities, and those will be the rewards. And on the flip side, you have your punishments, which are every day. Rewards are at the end of the week, right? The punishments every day. You got to go to bed early today. You come home tomorrow, you had a bad day. You going to bed early again. Give me that cell phone, no video game, no TV time. You're going to do nothing but read books all day when you come home. So you have to inconvenience his world. If you do not inconvenience your son, he will not change.
Okay.
You got me, mama?
I got you. So no meds.
No meds. Don't you do it. Don't you. You tell them, if you want to see a child on crack, go put your child on crack. That's what you tell them. I'm not putting my child on dope. Go put your own damn child on dope. Them Snow Bunny teachers always telling our mothers to put our kids on drugs. Put your own damn kids on drugs. I bet you they won't do it. They'll tell you to put your kids on drugs, but they won't put their own kids on drugs. Tell them, no, thank you. My son is a regular boy. We will work on this together.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. I really appreciate it.
And if you have any issues, you got my number.
I got it locked in.
All right, mama. Be blessed.
All right, thank you.
All right now.
Bye.
I love our beautiful Black women. I love all my Black single mothers. Shout out to all my single mothers out there who are doing the right thing. Shout out to all my beautiful African single mothers all over the Pan-African universe, from Africa to Alabama, from London to Louisiana. You understand me? From Angola to Amsterdam, from Toronto to Texas. Shout out to all my from Brazil to Brooklyn to Boston to Beijing. Shout out to all my single Black mothers out there doing the right, and single Black fathers, and single Black fathers, and single Black fathers. Let's go back to the Instagram tap-ins. Let's see if we got any parents with a question. Let's see if we got any parents with a question. Sister Hopeful Beginnings going once. Sister Hopeful Beginnings going twice. Sister Hopeful Beginnings going 3 times. Are you there, Sister Hopeful Beginning? She declined. All right. Sister Hopeful is not coming on right now. Who tapping in? Jay's bell going once. Jay's bell going twice. Sister Jay's bell, are you there? Sister Jay's bell, are you there? Okay, I don't think Sister Jay's bell is there. All right. Let's see what we got. Don't be nervous, Brother Josh. All right, let's see who we got. Behave, ladies. Behave, ladies. Somebody just sent me some early morning candy. It's too early for that. Too early for that, my beautiful African queens. At ease. At ease.
All right.
Good morning, Sister Sage. How is Arkansas treating you?
Oh, pretty good.
What part of Arkansas are you in?
I'm more northeast, Marion.
Marion, Arkansas. How many black folks up in that area?
We got our share.
We got our share?
Yes.
Well, if y'all ever want Dr. Umar to come to town for a free seminar, because I've never been in that area, you just call on me. If you can find a church or community center, you let me know. I'm going to come through and do a free psychoacademic seminar for our parents.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a part of Delta. We have a little organization that for the community that has the kids engaged in arts, and they get a chance to do little projects and act in little plays, so it just keeps them engaged in the community.
Powerful, powerful. You said you're a member of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's called Delta Arts.
Okay, Delta Arts, not Delta Sigma Theta. Okay, I understand. I got you, Queen. No problem, no problem. So yeah, let me know if y'all want to do a little seminar for the parents. Let me know. We can make it happen.
Okay, absolutely.
All right, go right ahead with your question, beautiful.
Okay, so I have the 8-year-old, and she struggles some mornings going to school. She's gotten better. So it used to be worse. She would cry, not wanting to go. But lately she'll say, "Oh, I got a stomach ache," or I feel nauseous, and I give her a mental health day. But I'm thinking that it's maybe a little anxiety and her just still not wanting to do it. She makes good grades in school, and she's a hard worker, and the teacher says she's a delight to be in her class, and she is a leader. And I was just wondering if you had any kind of advice and recommendations you can give me, because every morning I'm coaching her from the time we wake up to the time I let her out the car to walk away, because I want her to be in good spirits when she leaves me. But I do know that she struggles with, wanting to be there.
Okay, so you said she don't like the school.
She don't like school, period. She'd rather be homeschooled.
Okay, so it's not the school. She just don't like school.
Correct.
And are you sure it's not the school?
Yeah, because a couple of weeks ago she said, "Hey," at first she wanted to change the school, but a couple of weeks ago she says, "Hey, Mom, am I going to get to go back to VPA? It's Visual Performing Arts School." She said, "Am I going to get a chance to go back, because we're going to be able to do activities for fourth grade. She'll get to do more and change classes." And so that made me happy, because she's taking interest in wanting to participate in things. But it has been a challenge.
Hold on, Sarita. Hold on, but you got to come on screen, Sarita.
Every morning to just motivate her. And I just need to, if you got any more ways that I can encourage her and get her to like it, because I didn't have this trouble before. They got up and rose with no problem and went to school.
Okay. And she's 8 years old, right?
Yes.
What grade? Third?
Third grade.
Okay. Did you hear me speak to the previous mother about that discipline program in the home?
Yes.
You need to do the same thing with your princess.
Okay.
Rewards and punishments. When you get up and you motivated and you focus and you don't give me no pushback, no issues with going to school, that's going to be a successful day. When I get pushback and you don't show the motivation, that's going to be a not so successful day. And there'll be a reward for you at the end of the week. During the weekend, we can do something fun. If you've had more successful days than unsuccessful days, and on every day that is unsuccessful, you will get a consequence. That could be early bed, that could be loss of activities that she likes to do. I just think you need to add a discipline regimen to provide her with the motivation that she needs. She's not going to change without you. So now it's time for consequences and rewards.
You're right on, because I have been probably lacking a little bit in the disciplinary area, because I have a 25-year-old in college and I got a 20-year-old in college, and I had more energy to, direct and guide them. And this one is like, well, I don't want to fight. I want to have a good day at work as well, and I want her to have a good day at school, but I do need to add a little bit more of disciplinary to her.
Yes, ma'am. Just add some more of that disciplinary. You'll be good to go.
Okay. I appreciate you.
No problem, Queen. And keep me posted on that seminar if you ever want to do it.
Absolutely.
All right,
sure
Mama.
will.
No problem. Be blessed.
Blessings.
All right. Who I got on the live right now? Show your face, my queen. I don't mind your hair being covered. Show your face. Hey, beautiful. What's the name?
Hi, my name is Beverly.
Pleased to meet you, Beverly. Where you calling from? What city?
Lock Haven in Pennsylvania.
Oh, you a Lock Haven University student?
No.
Okay, you just live in Lock Haven.
I lived in Williamsport and then I moved here.
Okay, I'm familiar with Williamsport. I actually spoke there a couple times. All right, go ahead with your question, beautiful.
I just have one small question. I have a 7-year-old and she is in 2nd grade, and I went to parent-teacher conferences the other day.
Okay.
And her teacher just let me know that she does not focus at all in class. She will get up and try to sharpen her pencil 50 times. She will ask to go to the bathroom multiple times. She twiddles at her desk. She says that she has good days and then she has bad days. And I'm not sure what to do because I feel like I see it at home too. And she, their first thing was, take her to her doctor.
Don't put that baby on no drugs.
And that's what I said. I don't feel comfortable.
Don't do that. Don't do it. And what grade again?
She's in 2nd.
Okay, let me ask you this. And you need to ask the teacher this. What are the consequences and rewards in that classroom? Because see, one thing that teachers like to do is they like to pass off their responsibility to the parent. You can't do that. All behavior is a function of consequence and condition, the setting. So where it happens and what happens as a result of it. You're not in the classroom. The teacher has to run her own environment. Behavior is a function of environment. So if I'm talking to the teacher, the question becomes, what do you do when my daughter isn't doing what she's supposed to do? Because if you do nothing, you're rewarding her behavior. You follow what I'm saying? So the teacher has to take some responsibility. What is the punishment? And if my daughter does have a good day, good morning, good afternoon, what is the reward? So you got to push some of this back on her. Now, on your end, and you heard me speak to the previous parents, you have to get some discipline going too. You feel me? You need your discipline calendar. And you explain it to your daughter. This is the new system. You come home, you had a bad day, you're going to do your homework. Me and you ain't going to have too much rap. I'm going to check in with you, give you a hug, tell you I love you. But ain't going to be no TV, ain't going to be none of your toys. You're going to bed early. Boredom, starve her of your attention. Time out, early bed, boredom. That's how you're going to get her. And that's every day. Every day that she had a bad day. But then you tell her, if you have a good week, 3 good days out of 5, we could go to the Please Touch Museum. We can go to the kids zoo. We could go to the movies. We're going to go out to dinner. Your favorite restaurant. You follow what I'm saying? Use activity. So you use the rewards to motivate her, and you use the punishments to motivate her. But remember, punishment is every day. Do not ever, you cannot let her talk you out of it. You can't let her cry you out. Oh, mommy, and then you feeling bad. Put your poker face on, put your game face on. You can do this on your own, even if the teacher don't help you. But I do want you to let the teacher know this is her responsibility as much as it is yours, because behavior is a function of consequences and rewards.
Okay, now, what if, because I have 3 other children in the home.
Okay.
How do I keep her disciplined and my other kids, like, I'm keep them away?
They all need to be on that calendar.
Okay.
She's gonna have 2 colored markers. Your second baby gonna have 2 colored markers. Your third baby gonna have 2. Nobody got the same colors. You feel me?
Okay.
So when you look at that calendar, they know who green is, right? They know who blue. 1 for home, 1 for school.
Okay.
1 for home, 1 for school. And if you want to put them all on one marker to make it simple, so you ain't got to worry about 4 instead of 8, you can do that. Put them all on the calendar. Put them all on the contract.
My oldest 2, they have great conferences. My oldest got honor roll. It's my 7-year-old. And it's affecting her.
Question, with your 7-year-old, where does she come in? Is she the youngest or where's she at?
She is my youngest girl. She's the 3rd.
She's the 3rd. So who's under her? Another sister or brother?
They have a baby brother. I have 3 girls.
Is she the only girl, period?
No, I have 3 girls, 1 boy.
Okay, so the baby boy, he's the only boy.
Yes.
But she's the youngest of the 3 girls.
Yes.
Let's talk about internal distraction. Is there a chance that she feels like she's not getting enough attention from you because of the the older two sisters and the baby boy? Because she was the baby until you had the baby boy. How
Yeah.
old is the baby boy?
3.
Okay. Do you think she's feeling lost in the sauce?
Sometimes, well, a lot of times, yes, because I feel like she does things to get my attention.
Because she's not getting enough of it. So, and this is the whole crux of the behavior plan. You're going to tell her, you're going to get my attention now, but you only get it from doing what I need you to do. And that's why you follow me? That's why you got the behavior plan. You have a successful week. Me and you go out together without your other siblings, just you and me,
Okay.
to get your time. So the whole purpose of the behavior plan is to give them exactly what they want, but
Right.
you earn it by doing what I want.
Okay, so that's where I was messing up at. They have to earn it, because
Have to earn it,
I would do it. I always make sure I spend time with them individually.
which is good. But when you spend time, that's good. You want to continue.
Okay.
But when you spend time with them as a reward, it's something extra special. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to do something extra special. In other words, we don't normally go to the river, or we don't normally have dinner at this place, or we don't normally go to that movie theater. We don't, you feel me? It's going to have an extra special treat on top when it's a reward time.
Okay. All right.
Question: how many of us in Lock Haven?
I
know it ain't much because I've been to Lock Haven University. I went to Millersville University.
Okay. Honestly, it's not that many.
Okay, well, let me throw this on you. When you talking to black people in Lock Haven, right?
Mm-hmm.
You tell them Dr. Umar wouldn't mind coming up here to do a free seminar for us, because we all in Pennsylvania, right? Yeah. Dr. Umar wouldn't mind coming up here to do a free seminar with us. I just want to make sure he has an audience if he comes, because he's not charging, right?
Okay.
If you can get about 75 parents who say, you know what, we need that training up here, I'll come up there and do it. Of course, I need to find a place where we can do it at. Church, community center. I don't mind coming to Lock Haven.
Okay.
All right, so keep me posted. And you got my number if you have any follow-ups.
Thank you.
All right, Mama. Be blessed.
You too.
All right, now. Let's do another Instagram tap in. Let's do another Instagram. Let me see. Just Jamaican. Is you going to pop in with your pretty self, but you just hanging up on my thing? Where Just Jamaican at? Is you coming in? Where you at, Jess? Show me your face, Mama. Show me that face. You can't ask a question if I can't see you. Show me that face, beautiful. I done already seen it, so I know you fine. Come on, show me the face.
Sit over there.
I can't hear anything.
There you go. Hey, how you doing there, Sister Jess?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. So, I have I have a 19-year-old son.
Sister Jess, where you based at?
Huh?
Where are you based at? Where are you?
Colorado.
Okay, go right.
Yeah,
ahead.
Colorado. So, my main concern is I have a 19-year-old son. I raised him all by myself. I live in Colorado, and now my son is in Florida. He graduated school early because I always made sure I had him in the best schools because education is really important to me. He's very bright, very sharp, but I noticed at 17, I came home and I discovered he was smoking marijuana. So we had like a whole blow up at 17 where he wanted to do his thing. He felt like he's a man and things like that. But come to find out, he had some mental health struggles that I wasn't really aware of. Okay.
Like what?
So we discovered he had like anxiety and depression, doesn't like to go out in public, is kind of almost paranoid and things like that. Schizophrenia does run in my dad's side of family. And then he ended up being like institutionalized because one day he was like, I guess paranoid and things. This is at the age of 17. I was at work and I worked pretty far away, and he was at home, and he had took some THC, but it's like the oil-based, I don't know what you call it, in like a vape type thing, which is kind of scary to me. So he went to a place and he was institutionalized for about 9 days, and he took himself there, which I'm proud of, because he was just very paranoid. He didn't know what was going on in his mind. So they told me, it's drug-induced psychosis that he's experiencing, and we don't recommend at this age because their brain is not fully developed till about 24, 25. We don't recommend that he be doing this, any of this stuff. But anyway, he's kind of addicted to that. So anyway, he ended up graduating. I tried to work with him at home, and that type of thing. And he graduated high school early, which is wonderful. But then he wanted to go to Florida to kind of get connected with his father, which never was involved. And right here,
Did he connect to the father in
sorry, my
Florida?
daughter.
Did he connect
Yeah,
to the
so he's
father
in Florida and all of that. So anyway,
with his
he ended
father?
up
With
being
his
with his
father?
dad
With his
for.
father? Is he in
Hold on,
Florida
say
with
it
his
again.
father? Is
Hold
he in
on.
Florida with his father?
Yeah, he was in Florida with his dad.
You said was. He's not there currently.
Say it again.
Is he in Florida with the father now?
Now he's not with his dad. Okay, and that's what I
Did
was
he
trying
ever?
to
Was
get
he
at.
ever with his dad? Was he ever
He
with his dad?
was. He was with his dad for some months, and his dad has a girlfriend. Things ended up not working out there with the dad. They were getting to know each other. His dad, he found out he was smoking marijuana and had already told his dad that that's something he likes to do, kind of watch him because of his
Okay.
mental, instability and stuff. And they got him a job out there, got him a car, all that kind of stuff. And that just, it just didn't work out. So his dad kicked him out. My dad lives in Florida, so about 4 hours away, okay, from that location. And so he was with my dad for about a year. He started to flare up. He claims he was looking for a job out there, but everywhere my son goes, everybody tries to help him, okay? Get him a car, try to help him find a job and kind of lead him in the right direction. So my dad, him and my dad ended up having some words, and there was some friction there because my dad is trying to encourage him, and of course he's 19 now, doesn't want to really follow what my dad is saying, still wanting to have my dad, essentially my dad was like supporting his habit. And I was like, see, that's, it's kind of enabling his behavior.
Okay.
And I know my son has some mental health stuff, but anyway, he ended up, my dad had to get a restraining order because of some, my dad was kind of intimidated by my son and things like that. And so my son ended up going to jail for a couple months because of the violation of the restraining order. And I have since talked to my son. He just recently got released. But I, as a mom being so far away, I had to find like a treatment facility for him because I said, I know it's just marijuana, but again, I don't know if there's anything else involved as far as substances
Okay.
because sometimes kids are not forthcoming for whatever reason. And I told him I'm not judging you, but there's definitely some mental health stuff going on. So I guess while he was in jail, they said he was like bipolar or something, and so they're giving him medicine for being for that,
What is
for
he doing
bipolar
now with himself?
anxiety.
Who is he living with? Like, what is he doing now?
Well, now he's in a treatment facility, and he received probation. So my concern is, I guess, like, how can I help him? Because he's wanting to come back here after he's done with treatment and stuff. But I feel
Can
like if he
you
comes,
can you can you handle him now?
say it again.
Can you handle him in your home at this time?
No, I can't.
Then you need to be honest with him about that.
Yeah, because I work so far away that he would be on his own to his own devices, which I don't think is good. And then, like I said, I have another child. She's 4, that I have to be concerned with safety wise. And my son has broken rules and things like having things in the house that he shouldn't have in here. So, of course, when they're far away, when they're in jail, it's like, I'm sorry and I won't do this and I'll follow whatever you say. But I'm kind of hesitant. I want to see some changes in him.
I got you. Well,
So I
well,
guess
once
I'm just trying to figure out what's the next best step after he does treatment and he completes the probation and stuff. Should I have him come back here, or should I
I
just
mean,
work
you
with the treatment
can, but
facility to
make
see?
sure you can handle him because if he comes back to your house and you have no authority over him, no control, if he doesn't respect you, him coming back is going to be a nightmare. So you need to talk
Yeah.
to him about this, but then you also need to be honest with yourself because he may say anything to come back, right? So you got to
Right.
be honest with yourself. It's been 2 years. Is he willing to follow your rules? If he didn't want to listen to his grandfather, I'm not too sure he want to listen to his mother either. I don't like to
Yeah.
see him just out there. You know what I mean? But is he want to go to college? That's the other thing. If you do allow him back, it must be with certain conditions.
Yeah.
Trade school, college, real
Okay.
estate school, full-time employment. No smoking, no friends in your house. You got to be very, very clear with him if you're going to do this. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So don't sugarcoat it if you're going to do it at all. First, decide if you can, and if you can, make sure you're very clear on what you require of him.
Okay. Yeah, and I was thinking of having something like in writing.
You
Because
better, and make them sign it.
yeah, because in my state, if you allow them into the home after a certain period of time, you can't get them out of the home because they are that's their
That is
residence
correct.
at that
That
point.
is correct. You
You
know,
know, and I
but
don't
on
want
the
to
other
be.
hand, you are a mom and you
Yeah.
contributed to some of what's going on, you know, so we can
Yeah.
understand that. But at the same time, we can't have you held hostage in your home, in your own house. So you need to pray on this. You need to think on this. But most of all, you need to be talking to him about this now, before
Okay.
discharge. Y'all need
Okay.
to start having these conversations now. And you may
Mm.
even need to send him a sample contract that you may want him to sign.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And
Okay.
you got my
Yeah.
number. So just reach out if you need me.
Okay. I appreciate
Okay,
that.
Queen. Be
Okay.
blessed now. All
All
right.
right. Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Let's go back to the phone. Let's go back to the phone. Let's go back to the phone. Somebody said, I miss you, Papa. I miss you too, baby. Let's see who we got. Who we got. Who we got. Who's this? Kirsten ATL. I'm going to come back to the Instagram tap-ins in a minute. Let's.
Hello.
Brother Keston, how's Atlanta treating you?
It's treating me good.
All right. Go right ahead with your question, my brother.
Yeah, I had a question. I'm a new father. Me and the
Turn your
child's
volume
mother.
up a little bit. You sound a little low to me.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
I'm a new father, and me and the child's mother haven't really been seeing eye to eye during, throughout her whole pregnancy. And it's to the point where we have split. We separated around 2 weeks before the child was here, and I'm trying to be an involved father, but it's kind of hard when she's not communicating with me. I don't even know how the baby looks. She said I couldn't be at the hospital, and
You were not there for the birth of your child?
Yes.
How old is your child now?
She could be maybe a week old now.
She could be maybe a week old. So she didn't even tell you but the baby is here though. You're sure the baby was born?
Yes. The baby due date was November 8th. To my knowledge, the baby should be here by now.
The baby should be here by now. I went through something similar, my brother. I went through the same thing with my youngest daughter, who's now 14. Her mother did not invite me to the birth, nor did she tell me when my daughter was born. And that was because I'm not going to get into, I have my reasons why, you know what I mean? Part of it was I didn't want to make her my wife, so I had to be punished, but there was a bigger reason for it as well. But it sounds like you have to go to family court, and I don't wish that on any black man. I absolutely hate family court. But if this is a sample of how you're going to be treated with your child by her mother, I think you need to just go ahead and start family court on your own. If you initiate it, it looks a whole lot better than if she initiates it.
Well, here's the thing. I'm in the state of Georgia. You got to go through this thing called legitimation, where if you're not married to the mother, you don't have any legal rights to the child. So I went and filed. Got an attorney to file that. But the same day I filed that with an attorney, she filed a restraining order where I couldn't even contact the hospital. I can't really do anything, get in contact with her regarding the child. So that kind of slowed up the legitimation and custody process. And I'm trying to be involved as much as I can. I mean, throughout her pregnancy, I was at almost every doctor's appointment. Every doctor's appointment she would allow me to go. But I'm just at the point where it's like, I'm kind of like, I'm to the point where it's like, I don't know what else to do,
You got to stay with it, bro. You can't give up on your baby. My oldest daughter, I went to every doctor's appointment and everything, and I still got excluded, but only after the first 6 years of life. The first 6 years of my oldest daughter's life, I had her more than her mother had her. But then when her mother intensified her keep away campaign, and when the courts wouldn't step up and do anything about it, I was left incapacitated. I wasn't able to do anything. You know what I mean? But you got to fight, though. It's too early, though. You know what I mean? So you got to fight. As far as the restraining order, they have to prove that. You know what I mean? She has to prove grounds for why you need to be restrained away from her. I have a restraining order hearing coming up right now by a stalker that I know of, a girl who, is stalking me. I no longer want a relationship with her. And so she got a restraining order to try to further slander me and dox me and assassinate my character online. So she filed a fraudulent restraining order with all kind of lies in it. You know what I mean? That she's going to have to prove in court. None of it is true because she's the stalker. You know what I mean? So, don't worry about that, bro. She has to defend that. She has to defend that. But don't give up on your baby, man. You got to keep going. That child did not ask to be here, and she needs you in her life. You keep on going. If you got to take a break and get your mind together, you take a break, but you get back out there for your baby because you made her, and she didn't ask to be here.
Yeah. The only reason I was really considering like stopping is because I feel like the child's mother, we haven't seen eye to eye throughout our relationship, but it's
y'all don't have to though. Y'all don't have to.
Yeah.
You get your partial custody from court, and you spend your time with your daughter on your time. You don't have to. Y'all don't have. I would like for y'all to work together. That's best for the child. But if she's not going to work with you, she's not going to work with you. But hopefully she will respect the court. See, in my case, neither of my children's mothers respected the court, and the court never punished them for not following through. You see that? So you have to, you know what I mean? At least you have to fight and see if she will respect the court order. You cannot quit because you haven't even done that yet. You got to get you a custody order, and you got to fight.
I'm only 22, and this is just like I had to get 2 different attorneys for the custody and one to get the restraining order dismissed, and it's to the point where it's like I'm having to use all my finances for this, and there's a chance where the court may not even go on my this may not even go on my favor.
Right. But we still got to fight. It sounds like you cannot quit, sir. You cannot quit. It's not easy, brother. I cried some days. You hear me fighting for my oldest daughter? I cried some days. You know what I mean? When the courts wouldn't even, do anything about her mother not letting me see her, bro. It's painful. It's going to hurt you, but you have to do it because you got to be able to look your baby in the eye and let her know I fought for you until I couldn't because the courts wouldn't back me up. You see, I fought with lawyers. I fought without lawyers, but you don't have any time in yet, good brother, is what I'm trying to say. You have not fought yet. You have to fight. If that means you got to get another job, you get another job, and just let this be a lesson to you that the next time you get with a woman, practice safe sex so you don't end up in a situation like this. I'm not blaming you for how she's treating you. She's dead wrong. But we live in a society where the baby moms are always right, even when they're wrong. Nobody's going to hold her accountable because she's a baby mom. That's the way it go. In my situation, I was always wrong, even when I was right. That's the world we live in. And that's why as men, we have to be careful about laying down with these women who are traumatized, have negative beliefs about fatherhood. I didn't know that my daughter's mothers did not value Black fatherhood. They didn't value Black fatherhood, but I didn't know it. And that's one thing that we as Black men have to really assess for when we get with these women. Does she value Black fatherhood? Does she value Black fatherhood? My oldest daughter, man, when she came back into my life this year, crashing out, I couldn't believe that her mother didn't raise her the way that I thought she was raising her. She should have been called me to come and get my daughter. I would have gladly took my daughter and raised her myself. The problem is my daughter was the only thing her mother had to use against me. She was the only weapon her mother had to use against me. And guess what she did? She kept her away from me to punish me and didn't even raise her right. So her hate for me was stronger than her love for her daughter. Her hate for me was stronger than her love for her daughter. So instead of calling me and say, I can't do it no more. I've done it this first half of her life. I need you to take it the other half. I would have took it, bro. I would have took it, but she didn't want to give me the one thing that I always wanted, which was my child. And so my daughter had to suffer for that. And now I got to try to put the pieces back together now. You see that? So I don't want you going through that, bro. I don't want you going through that where your 23-year-old daughter calls you out the blue one day or get on the internet and start slandering you, knowing damn well her mother's the reason that you wasn't in her life. I don't want you going through that, brother. Fight for your baby. And if you need to talk to somebody while you're going through that, you text me, Dr. Umar, I need to talk to you because I've been through it already, bro. I've been through it already. I don't want you to go through it, but you got to fight for that child. I fought for mine. I can look my daughter in the face and tell her I fought for you, and I got the paperwork to show it. I need you to be able to do the same thing.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Umar.
All right, keep your head up, bro. It ain't easy, but it's worth it. It ain't easy, but it's worth it.
And just one more thing though before we get off the line is another thing is like it's to the point where the police are getting involved. Like I've never had a criminal record, never had the police being called on me, and I don't think she's realizing like the danger that's putting me in because
she don't care about the danger that's putting you in. She don't care. You understand? She don't care. You just have to be careful and